My question's to the Premier. Premier, yesterday you said you hadn't turned your mind to the need for donations reform, and you made no commitment to ensure the public release of a report that's been sitting on the Attorney-General's desk for 9 months. How can that be so, given we asked you about it in Parliament in early March? It's been the subject of media reports in recent weeks and was raised publicly by independent MHR Andrew Wilkie in July. Premier, before you claim your mind has only been on the COVID response, I remind you of the 4 non-COVID bills that were on the blue yesterday and the major projects legislation which went through in the last sitting. We now know your planning minister is threatening legislative councillors if they amend the major projects bill to include appeal rights and a ban on donations from developers. Premier, your government clearly is thinking about political donations, but through the lens of electoral self-preservation. Why are you putting political self-interest, the interests of developers, over the public interest in getting money from vested interests out of our democratic system? Don't you understand that failure to tackle this crucial issue will be a permanent stain on this term of government, regardless of your other achievements?
Thank you. The Honourable the Premier.
Madam Speaker, I thank the Leader of the Greens, Ms O'Connor, for her question and her interest in this matter. Look, where I'd start is simply this. You talk about major projects legislation as if there's something bad about it. From what I see with that legislation, to be frank, and I think the minister
Excuse me, it's not a conversation between the two.
The minister has made our position perfectly clear on this House, and I know that Labor is walking away from theirs, but that legislation is about jobs. It's about ordinary Tasmanians having the opportunity to gain work.
Sure.
It's about enabling us to step out of a pandemic and to provide a stronger economy, more jobs and more opportunity for Tasmanians. Now, you can sit there and shake your head, but like you know as well as I do, that this pandemic has impacted our economy. It has impacted on ordinary Tasmanians. It has affected households. It has affected communities. And in terms of the major projects legislation, which
this is about political
which as the minister has made perfectly clear, is about providing a pathway that is not linear as it was in the past, whereby all processes are followed one by one until after a 3 to 4 year period a major project gets knocked over. It's about providing an early gateway where we can say that is appropriate or it's not appropriate.
Do you want to go to the
and then the process can follow, and it's about providing certainty and jobs. Now,
reform.
Madam Speaker, in terms of when I was asked a question in March, we were at the start of the pandemic, and I have to admit, as I said then, I hadn't turned my mind to it in the short period of time that I had been Premier, and I can honestly say, Madam Speaker, that I haven't formed a view. I haven't formed a view in terms of this matter, Madam Speaker. In terms of the report, I'm happy to provide a commitment that once I have formed a view and turned my mind to it, that we will release that report.
Well, maybe Parliament will make you do it today.
Madam Speaker, there have been a range of other matters that have been of far more import to me. Working hard. Well, the Leader of the Opposition says to me, throws across the chamber, that when I say that there have been a range of important matters that I've been working on, she says to me, saving people's lives is something that all of us have an interest in, I would have thought. Ensuring that our community is safe, Madam Speaker, is something that I would have thought we all had an interest in, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, the Leader walks back to the gotcha moment from yesterday, and I would say to her, just try to be a grown-up in this place. Try to be a grown-up, Madam Speaker. In answer to the question,
you are failing.
I haven't turned my mind to it. I will. At the moment, I'm focused on trying to step us carefully out of what has been the most dangerous and damaging position that this state has ever been in. Now, we are in a good place, and I'm hopeful that we can get to a better place. And in terms of that report, I will turn my mind to it. It will be released.
When?
It will be released once I've dealt with the other priorities that are in front of me at the moment, which quite frankly, on the basis that we don't have an election until 2022, I would have thought focusing on keeping people safe and trying to get them back into work is what we should be doing.